So Eva was living nearby? So Eva's house was hit by a
V2.
V2 bomb?
Rocket. So she moved into us.
Was she injured or got out?
No, she wasn't injured. She was in a shelter when it happened.
Now, were you sleeping in the subway then too, or no?
Yeah, I was an air raid warden actually.
So what does that mean?
Look, quick. Forget about it. It was a New Year's celebration. Where was that?
Yeah, an air raid warden.
In London, in the West End where I lived. Had to go around. The curtains were drawn and the lights were out.
Did you get paid for that?
No.
Volunteer?
That was volunteer work. I also then spent the night in the firehouse. You know, you had a room there, and you waited for the alarm to come and then warn people. So
The firehouse got the alarm?
we did it every week once.
But they knew the bombs were on their way in?
Yeah,
So
they saw that. They knew exactly where they came in. And they tried to turn them over in the air, and then they crashed
What do you
into
mean,
the
turn
ocean. The flying bomb was a plane.
Right.
Was the first rocket plane, and the only way the British Air Force could destroy them, except by shooting at them, that was not always accurate enough, by tipping the wings of these planes.
Right.
But the planes were tipped long enough to turn over, and then they fell just down. Most of them fell into the beaches, but some got through to London, and they blew up. I mean, it was huge damage in London with the flying bomb. And then later on came the V2, which was a huge rocket, which they could launch from Le Havre, I think, from France. And they did more damage because there was no way of stopping them, you know. Then they put up a balloon barrage over London trying to stop
What's a
it.
balloon barrage?
The grey balloons, they use them today to take pictures of the football game, you know.
Oh, the blimp sort of.
Blimps, yes.
And they put them around to try to...
All over. There was hundreds of blimps, which they thought that these planes would fly into them. Some did, you know, so it was a homemade defense, but they managed to survive it, the British, you know.
And so during that time, you would sleep in your apartment, or you would sleep in the subway, or at the firehouse?
Both. Slept in the apartment, slept in the subway. And one I was caught in the bomb which fell in the house next door where I was walking. So I was in the hospital for 2 hours.
Because it was...
I had a concussion. I flew into Woolworth store through the window or something. The bomb landed very close to me. Not to me personally, but into a house, the flying bomb.
Right.
And we had a warning. And I think I was running to get into a house in Richmond. I didn't make it.
So that was in Richmond?
That was in Richmond.
They were trying
but
to bomb
I
the
was home by
factory?
night.
Right.
They didn't keep you long if you had nothing seriously wrong with you. If you had all your hands, your feet, you could get to home. I went home. So that's... I spent that time in the aircraft factory, and then I went back to Germany.
With the American...
With the American 9th Air Force. I went to Salamzee.
Yeah.
First to Paris, and then to outside Munich, and then to Salamzee, where I was stationed. It was an interesting job, yeah.
And so how long were you at the aircraft factory? For 6 months working there?
No, all through the war practically.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, for at least 3 years, yeah.
So it was a regular job, and you had lunch at the factory in a cafeteria?
Yeah. Had a girlfriend, yes.
But then, by then you were speaking mostly English, or there were a lot of Germans?
No, there were no Germans. You didn't speak German in England.
Right.
That was no good. They would have been right away been questioned who you are. You had only. By that time, I spoke English. I mean, you know.
Now, was your mom sent to the Isle of Man?
No, not my mom wasn't. Her Uncle Günther was.
Yeah.
He was there. And your grandmother, Ruth's mom, was in the prison for about a week before she got out. Yeah.
And this colonel that took care of you,
Colonel Layton.
yeah, did you ever meet him?
Yes.
So tell me about that.
I went to London to his office.
So he was he had a chemical company, you said? What type?
He was in the financial business. I just read it on Google. It's a huge company. He is not alive anymore, you know. But he was a commander of the Isle of Man. He was a colonel in the army, lieutenant colonel or something. So.
And so you went to his office?
Yeah, they invited me down. It was very
And
fancy.
so your grandfather knew him?
No, my grandfather didn't know. My grandfather had a relative working in Wobernhaus, and this guy managed to put me with the right family. You know, there were people who offered to be guardians. It was only a matter of money. They didn't have this. And I was lucky enough to be a guardian of Colonel Layton and another guy who ran. I never met them, though, but they all paid towards my upkeep. So, you know, and I think I even got some pocket money, but I'm not sure. I don't remember that detail. But then later on, I made money. You know, not much, but I made money.